What's up guys, Jack and Frank back with another IG live video. Today, as you can see, it's a little bit of a different setting, so go ahead and tell them where we are.
Yeah, we're at Lugo's gym, and Lugo and his boys have been wearing impact mouth guards for almost 9 years.
Right.
Yep, just as soon as we started, we got to know Mike and his boys.
So a lot of you guys may not know, but we have tape and we sell tape. So today this video is all about showing the multi-uses of tape.
Yeah, Jack, we haven't talked much about tape recently because frankly not many people are taping their shin pads or taping their hands for boxing matches, but sports are starting up again, so we're starting to talk about tape again. And something you know is we are expanding our tape collection broadly. So currently we offer what we call stay stuck tape. And that tape can be used in really wet conditions. Its claim to fame is it stays stuck.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and show the audience one of the main uses of our tape.
Yep. Here we go, Mike.
What's up, guys?
Welcome
to Lugo Boxing and Fitness. We're here in Marietta, Georgia. We have Elijah Lugo, my son, who's a 15-time national champ. So it's very, very important that we protect his hands because his hands are the future. All right. So basically, when we're taping somebody's hands, what we want to do is we really want to focus on securing the wrist, but with tape and gauze, we're also going to put a pad to protect the knuckles also, because these guys have adrenaline going. It's not like they're boxing in the gym. They have that extra so they're hitting a lot harder, so we have to protect them a little bit more. So I've already had a pre-rolled gauze. We're just going to place it right here. And for you guys that our coaches and might be watching this, everybody wraps different. This is just how we wrap. Okay.
Mike, is there a USA boxing rule as to how much gauze you could use?
Yes, it's, you put me on the spot. I think it's like 2 meters, which is a lot. So we just typically use a roll of gauze.
Gotcha, which is how long? You know? About 2 meters, yep.
If I'm wrong, you guys have to. All right. So I just have this here. Elijah's going to keep his hand nice and strong and straight. And I'm just going to start wrapping around. He wants to keep his fingers nice and wide. That way he doesn't get his fingers stuck. I'm going to go around.
How tight are you wrapping it, Mike?
I'm not pulling too tight because we don't want to cut circulation off, but we also want it to have snug, kind of like when you're using hand wraps. You want your hand wraps snug, but you don't want them too tight because we don't want to cut circulation off. So there's a happy medium in there that you need to get.
Gotcha.
Come forward a little bit. We like to secure the thumb. Good.
And usually when you go to a fighting event, you bring a few fighters. So how many times are you wrapping hands in a week?
Oh, in a week? If we go to a USAB tournament, which are typically 5 days of competition, we typically bring from our fight team anywhere from 3 to 7 boxers. And sometimes all 7 boxers could be fighting on the same session. So,
right.
You know, typically an hour before competition begins, we'll get everybody taped up, wrapped up and secured, dressed out. That way we're not scrambling at the event last second. Okay, so we got this pretty good, pretty thick. I'm going to save a little bit of gauze on the roll that we're going to use to go between the fingers. Cut there. We'll just secure this down at the top.
And Mike, you've been using Impact Stay Stuck tape for a while now.
Yep.
How does it compare to the other tapes you've used?
I think it's way better. Obviously, we used everything that's out there from all the other brands. I'm not gonna say the names, but the Stay Stuck, it stays stuck. And a lot of times we're sweating
Right.
when the places are hot, kind of like it's a little muggy in here. So it's been really, really good, and we're really happy with it so far.
That was one of the key criteria. Jack and I used the tape to tape our shin pads for playing hockey, obviously wet.
Yeah.
And that what we do for sure was stay stuck in wet conditions.
Absolutely. We're using tape, we want it to stick. All right, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to cut some gauze that's going to go between the fingers that we're going to actually use to secure the wrist. Some people use tape, Again, this is just our preference. We use gauze to go between the fingers.
And I know you just saw it now, just a few minutes ago, but we've got a finger tape as well, which may work well for that.
So when we're taping the hands up, a lot of coaches, when they wrap the gauze around, they'll have the palm covered up, and then they have to go back and cut. I don't like to do that. So we already have the palm exposed, which is a good thing for the boxer. I'm gonna go under.
And you want it exposed for glove grip, or what
it helps the hand breathe, because if you have all this tape and gauze, it starts to mush your hand together, and it makes it harder to make a fist.
Gotcha.
All right, so got that. Now I'm just gonna turn. I'm just gonna twist this up like a Twizzler. Okay.
Here's a fun fact about Twizzlers. Whenever I drive to an event, I eat Twizzlers, since you mentioned it. But it makes me burp almost uncontrollably.
That's nice. I did not know that.
And that keeps me awake for driving. No, you didn't know that.
There you go.
Now
So
you do.
his knuckle pad is nice and good. I'm gonna push down. I'm gonna pull this gauze up, pull it over. Now I need the boxer's help. He's just gonna hold that there for me. Let me get my tape.
Elijah, do you like the process of getting your hands taped?
Most of the time.
Secure. And cut. Tap. Turn. Cut. And we're gonna repeat this process 3 times.
Sophie, do you see any questions coming in from the audience?
Not yet.
Okay.
You know, so we've got now the finger tape, and that's for jiu-jitsu, and for any other sport that needs a thinner band of tape. We've got the 1-inch tape, which is what Mike's using here. Soon we'll have 1.5-inch tape. That's really good for also taping for sports. I know you've been doing some tape research. What are you seeing in other sports?
Yeah, so we have a lot of football players that like to tape up their ankles before the games, get it nice and tight. As we kind of said earlier, we like to use it for hockey. We tape our shin pads so it's nice and tight. And as well, we use it for our hockey sticks.
Right. Yeah, the butt end of the hockey stick.
Right, yeah, it makes it a little bit easier to pick up when you drop it onto the ice. There are so many uses for tape, and it seems like almost every sport has a use for tape.
Yeah, we just became the official mouth guard for strongman sports in the USA. And so that those folks, those athletes, they use it a lot on their wrists and their ankles to support under those heavy loads that they use.
And same with CrossFitters, they use it for the exact same reason.
Yeah, so for those purposes, we'll come out with 1.5-inch tape. And we're also working on a more heavily serrated tape, so that those big rolls are even easier to tear than the stay-stuck tape is.
Okay. Now, I have his strings that are going between his fingers secured. Turn it over. So I have the knots right here. What I'm about to do now is I'm about to finish the taping, so this will be secured. Turn over. So when I do the tape, I always start at the top. Come all the way down. Knuckle up. Pull. So when I'm pulling over, I like to put pressure right here, so I'm not continuously pulling like this. I put pressure so I can pull, and it doesn't also cut a circulation off. Go.
The voice of experience.
I'll do about 2 full rolls. Rotations. Then I'm going to go sideways. Now he's going to open. Now, the thing about USA boxing, you cannot have tape covering the knuckles. So make a fist again. So right here,
No tape.
2 fingers, you're good to go. If it's not that, then you could catch some static at the glove table. Open up. So when I go under, I like to get those knots covered up. I'm gonna go around his thumb. Easy, knuckle up. Get another grab.
So like you said earlier, you get started maybe an hour ahead of a fight.
Yeah.
So is it comfortable to wear your hands wrapped for an hour?
Well, if you're not like doing stuff, then it can be a little uncomfortable. But if you're warming up the whole time, if you're like getting your stuff ready, then the time really goes by pretty fast.
Right.
I like to make sure that thumb gets real good. There. Knuckle up. Turn. I'll just typically pull this up, give him some more space. Make sure that's good. Here. Remember that wrist is the most important part. You want to make sure it's nice and secure. Knuckle up. All right, that wrist is done.
Beautiful.
He's ready to rock.
Mike, incredible. Thank you for sharing the knowledge with us.
Absolutely,
We
yeah.
appreciate it.
And if you don't mind. Beautiful.
You want me to do it?
No, we'll just go with that
Okay.
for now.
Mhm.
That's perfect. Mike, thank you. Elijah, thank you. One thing that we should talk about is our tape special. Right now.
Absolutely,
Yeah. So on our website, tape, of course, is a heavy item to ship. So we've got tape shipping free. All you have to do is use the code below, which is tape ships free, and we'll get it right to you. If you have any questions about tape, certainly let us know. If you have anything specific for Mike about tape, let us know, and we'll get the question to Mike and get it answered for you. But Sophie, if there's no questions,
We could go ahead and wrap up if there's no questions.
thanks guys.
Thanks,
Appreciate
guys.
it.